I don't really think that I am evolved for this world. I should be just barely surviving in a group of about 80 other hunter-gatherers. I look at my body. I'm tall. I have long limbs and a thick torso. I could put on some muscle, but I look less like a bodybuilder and more like someone who can help you move a couch. I have the genetics of someone who is meant to stalk large game like woolly mammoths and then run for miles and miles until they were so exhausted one would pass out from overheating so we could eat it. And I would gorge myself, and my metabolism would do all it could to hold on to those calories. I got this stupid potato body and long limbs. I'm built to survive an ice age, both outside and inside. Picture it. It's a cold day. The snow is coming down around you. Each step you take, you can feel your feet crunch through the snow and then sink. You have a pelt on your back and only a couple of moccasins separating your feet from frostbite. The wind cuts through the trees around you. Leaves rustle. The bare tree branches above you rattle against each other. You stop walking for a moment. Right behind you, you hear a twig snap. You're not alone. You turn around. 3 wolves are eyeing you. Neither you nor the wolves have eaten in days. In this moment, you have a decision to make. You see the 3 wolves snarling and slowly getting closer to you, and you have to decide, what the fuck are you going to do? Are you going to run? Are you going to put your back up against a tree and hold your ground? You're fucked either way. You're probably not going to live. But if you're going to live, you have to choose one. Fight or flight. Human beings, like any other mammal, have a fight or flight response. You're either going to run the fuck away, or you're going to do what Liam Neeson did at the end of the movie The Grey. You're going to recite a poem from memory to a pack of wolves, and then put broken bottles in your hands and fight those wolves till one of you dies. But here's the problem. None of us are fighting packs of wolves. I mean, maybe a few of us are actually boxing wolves on the daily. I don't hike enough to know how often that happens, though. There's maybe a few MMA fighters out there whose adrenaline really helps them. But the rest of us have firmware designed for fighting wildlife, but no opportunity to use it. So instead, if a problem is big enough, you have these goofy islands called your adrenal glands on top of your kidneys squirting their excitement juice, aka adrenaline, into your bloodstream. And instead of using that frontal lobe you use for math and planning out the next 3 turns before you get to work, instead, your pulse quickens, your muscles feel like you have more power than ever, and you either want to destroy someone or run the fuck away, or both. And that sucks for our society. In some senses, it would be better if that's what we had to deal with. Imagine, you're nervous about giving a big presentation. All of a sudden, 7 to 12 wild boars burst into the conference room. Without even thinking, you lower your center of gravity and pull your elbows in close to protect your internal organs. Your eyebrows furrow, and you subconsciously show your teeth before screaming a battle cry. You and the other guys on your application development team then defeat the invading porcine horde, and then, victoriously, barbecues on the menu tonight, guys. You did it. But no. Instead, you have to present the progress you've made in the last 3 weeks of software development. All that deep down desire to either jump up through the acoustic ceiling tiles to safety, or grab a wild boar by the tusks and stare into its eyes and verify that your will is stronger than his. Well, all that means nothing. You feel as if you need to put as many yards as possible between you and something that wants to eat you. That extreme kind of sprinting where you don't even look back anymore, where all of a sudden your cardio is so much better than you ever thought it was. Or you just turn around and beat the ever-living fuck out of it. You want to smash your fist through its brain till your knuckles are just covered in gray matter and skull crumbs. You have all this motivation and no healthy outlet for it. Instead, you have these idiotic, misplaced caveman feelings. Different names for the same thing. Anxiety, panic, fear, stress, rage. All the same character, wearing different masks. What good is that? Your brain is designed to handle issues from 100,000 years ago, and in a modern sense, all you have is this bundle of goo in your head that makes you think the best idea for a difficult situation is to either run fast or to bite the nose off the gentleman in front of you who 5 minutes prior made the decision to insult your wife. Prior to the last 10,000 years or so, you literally had to worry about wolves, starvation. You had to worry about the failure of this year's harvest. You had to worry about wolves, even more than the first time I said wolves. No, you deal with the benign threats of modern life. If you're out at a bar, do you say hi to the person you're Facebook friends with but haven't spoken to much in real life? Did your friends invite you out the last time everybody got together to do that thing? Did they talk about you while you weren't there? Did they even really like you? Or is this one of those Mean Girls things where they pretend you were all friends just so they can laugh at the idea of them actually being friends with you? Will you ever know what true friendship and trust is? You're probably going to be alone forever. Now, if you're anything like me, you've had those thoughts and they make you grind your teeth and squirm. And sometimes when the rest of your life feels completely out of order, little things make you completely more anxious than you need to be. You struggle to find some semblance of control. You see it so much in old people at the grocery store. They always have the most specific bagging instructions.
No, I said put the olive oil in a bag of its own.
It's not about the olive oil. This woman lives in an assisted living community. Her kids don't visit her. She has limited mobility. She has to ask for help on everything and has control over nothing. The one thing she can feel like she has some sort of agency with is the damn olive oil. So put it in a goddamn bag so she doesn't have to face her own slow death. So what do? I think the best thing is to talk about it. Sometimes you don't even know what you're feeling until you have to put it into words for another person. If that doesn't work, get some exercise. Humans are meant to roam. Sitting around will drive you crazy. If it didn't, the government wouldn't have used stress positions while interrogating people / committing war crimes internationally. Make sure you're sleeping enough. If you're tired, everything kind of bypasses the rational part of your brain and becomes fight or flight before you can even process it. And obviously, talk to a doctor and get a script for anxiety meds if none of that other shit works. There's no shame in it. Or just talk to a doctor before you try the other shit, because if you're white knuckling it through the workday, you're probably not going to pass out in bed at 10:30 like you'd hoped. Maybe you've been through something more fucked up than I can even imagine, and anything that reminds you of that will set you off. Talk to a doctor. I think your feelings allow you to experience life in high definition. The joys and the sadness and love and loss are all beautiful in their own way and are part of what makes life worth living. And you can't live in an algebraic equation, and you can't live in your feelings either. Me, when the panic sets in, I try to tell myself, take a deep breath. How do you feel? How do you feel physically? Are you holding on to extra tension in your neck and shoulders? Are you grinding your teeth? Can you let some of that tension go? What are you feeling emotionally? Are you feeling silly? Are you feeling happy? If you had to rate your sense of fear on a 1 to 10 right now, where would you put it? If the worst case scenario happened, what would be the result? Would you lose your house, lose your family, lose your hobbies? Probably not. Just remember, You are not your fear, your stress, your anger. You're living in a world that has changed faster in the past few millennia than your humanity has. And we're all just figuring this shit out, man. Hey guys, thanks for getting all the way to the end of this. If you liked, do me a favor, hit like and subscribe to the channel. I upload a new video every week, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. Thanks again for listening.